Most successful companies are not afraid to experiment and take risks. So are there any particular guidelines that they should be doing to be more successful at it?
So a lot of companies will say we're willing to go out there and take some risks, but what do they really mean? They often don't mean we're willing to put out $100 million and there's a 1 in 10 chance it'll become 10 billion. Mathematically, that makes a lot of sense, but that just doesn't happen in the corporate world. So have a portfolio plan, like you would for your retirement portfolio or like a venture capitalist would for their own investment portfolio. How many risks of what type and what kind of risk and level of risk and time frame for realizing that risk is acceptable out there. And then as you develop your ideas and your projects, assess where you are versus that portfolio plan. If you leave people just to the forces of nature, what you usually get are a ton of very close to home bets. And then some executive says, oh, we're not being innovative enough. And so then there's some wild swing for the fences, risky thing that people do. And if my retirement portfolio looked like that, I should be a really worried guy.
So can you share a successful case study?
Well, I think pharmaceutical companies are actually best in the world at doing this. So they'll go after some really risky things. Most major pharma companies are working on Alzheimer's disease. Very poorly understood. The science isn't well developed, but geez, if you can really impact it, it's humongous. But they're also going to go after much smaller things, versions of their current drugs that might metabolize differently, so you only need once a day dosing versus twice. And they'll have a very deliberate portfolio about how much of their money is in what type of risk and what's the time frame for realizing that, so that at the end of the day they're not doing all the tiny things and the Alzheimer's drug and they get stuck with basically nothing.